So a lot of entrepreneurs ask me, they say, Pat, what can I do to build an international global business? I want money coming from all over the place. And I always tell them, when it comes down to marketing, if you can master marketing locally, you're going to be able to do marketing globally. So today's message is 14 different strategies I'm going to give you that I've personally used myself. I think I've used 12 of them myself on guerrilla marketing tactics you can use on guerrilla marketing locally to get the word of mouth out there about your business and what you're doing. So let's start off with the first one here. Cash in on viral trends. So today there's a lot of trends. There's a website that you can go and say trending topics, and you can always figure out a way to, cash in on that. Jessica, she bakes cookies on the side. And one of the stories she was telling me that got picked up from media all over the place was these fidget spinners that are very hot nowadays. My kids have 2 of them. I was in LA the other day. My niece and nephew were talking about how they're trading a gold one for a green one and all this other stuff. Jessica made fidget spinner cookie. And all she did is make a video, and she took a bite after it was done spinning, and suddenly goes viral. Who picks it up, by the way? All these.
It was on Food Network, it was on HLN, it was on Mashable, it was on Yahoo.
How much traffic did that bring you? How much attention did that bring to your brand?
A ton. It was completely overwhelming. I had no idea what was going to happen.
So now think about it. Now, this fidget spinners may not work a year from now, but it works today because it's everywhere, right? Cash in on current trends. There's plenty of ways of doing it. Number 2, partner with local businesses. I remember when we first got started, and I had started our financial business, nobody knew about our company. Everybody said, who's PHP, who's PHP, who's PHP? We had one office in Northridge, California, with no one knowing about it. And this was in October of 2009. And I said, listen, Halloween is coming around the corner. We got to do guerrilla marketing at the highest level. I went to a local Quiznos, couple of them. A guy I really like, his name is Nasser. He owned one of the Quiznos. I said, Nasser, are you willing to give a soft drink away for free if I have hundreds of people that come to you that buy a sandwich, regular size, but I need you to give the soft drink for free? He says, absolutely. I said, great. I will design the flyer. We'll give them away. And when they come to you, I need you to tell them how proud you are of the partnership with PHP. And he says, great. So I explained to him who we are. He knew who we are. He had known me for many years. So we went on Halloween Day. We gave away 35,000 of these flyers on Halloween while everybody's going out there looking at these homes. 35,000. He calls me, he says, hundreds of people have come in here for sandwiches. I have no clue what the hell you guys did, but I'm so busy, it's insane. And suddenly all these customers were saying, man, this PHP company is so amazing. Their partnerships, we got so much attention that gave us momentum to kind of get it going. So find ways to partner with local. I've done it with dry cleaners. I'll go to a dry cleaner saying, if I bring somebody over to you, are you willing to give them 2 shirts as long as they do 4 shirts? Yes. There's so many different ways for you to go out there and get guerrilla marketing locally. 3, flyer marketing. One of the things I need you to know about flyer marketing is that this used to be very effective, and a lot of people are saying, well, I don't know if it's still effective. It's still effective. You'll see it everywhere. Campuses, you're still seeing that. This video is also sponsored by Fiverr, and one of the things I love on Fiverr is, I love it when you can go on Fiverr, you're a new entrepreneur yourself, you want to get the word out there about your business, have 3 different designers design a flyer for you. Always use 3. 3 different designers design a flyer for you, and you'll tell them, here's what I want to look like, I want it to be creative, et cetera, et cetera. They'll bring you back to you, create a cool flyer. If you use the code PATBET, the coupon code PATBET, you'll get a 20% discount on the entire purchase that you make. Just make sure you do one whole sum together because it's 20% on the first purchase that you make. Once you do this, you have your flyers. Locally, you can find a ton of people that are willing to go out there and put thousands of flyers out there for you. Find 5, 10, 15 different people locally that'll do this for you. Next thing you know, sometimes all it takes when you do the math, if I put out 10,000 flyers and people say, Pat, if I put out 10,000 flyers, I only get 2 customers or 5 customers. If it costs you $500 to do it, but your profit's going to be $3,000, was it worth it? Yes, it's 6x. It's not a bad formula to do. It doesn't mean it's the almighty, but it's one of the ways that works. Number 4, call them all. There's a lot of services out there that politicians use. I think one of the things that salespeople can learn a lot from is politicians when they go campaign. I'm not talking about how they are how they get people to vote and all this other stuff, but the way they campaign and they get their message out to you and I to vote for them, there's a lot to be learned on marketing from that. Call them all as a service where companies, you give them 5,000 numbers, 3,000 numbers, 100 numbers, 50 numbers, 100,000 numbers, and you record a message. And this automatically calls and sends messages simultaneously to 5, 10, 50, 100,000 people at the same time. By the way, many of the politicians who've done this, use this in the past. They'll have a celebrity leave a message for you and I, and they'll say, my name is Robert De Niro. Let me tell you why I'm voting for pa pa pa. My name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let me tell you why I'm voting for this. And it's effective. But it's one of the ways you can do it. Again, one of 14 ways you can do it. Number 5, water bottles. Water bottles is something I've used for many, many years. Always the way with water bottles and how effective it is. Think about where you live right now, wherever you live right now. I want you to think about the last time that you got done doing something where you said, I would love to have a cold bottle of water, and nothing was around. And imagine what happens, how we feel when we take that first sip of cold water. You feel like you're in heaven, right? Where you can provide that experience of heaven on earth to other people, where? At the end of a hiking trail. So imagine a trail that's very famous in your area, and thousands of people go on a Sunday or a Saturday. Well, you go out there on the bottom, you buy a bunch of water bottles locally, buy the smaller ones, and get hundreds of them, put them in the whole ice bucket, have them there, and people are coming out. Have the wrap around it be local real estate agent, your picture on it with a phone number. Local insurance agent, your picture on their phone number. Whatever it is that you're going to be marketing, when they come down, hand them a bottle of water and say, listen, I know you're thirsty. Here it is. You don't have, there's no money. We want nothing from you, but my information's on there. If you need any help with real estate, please feel free to call me. You hand out 100 bottles of water. How many of them are going to really do business with you? Every one of them? No. But if 3 do business with you, you make 17 grand on commission. Was it worth the $100 on bottles? Yes. Again, another method of guerrilla marketing. Number 6, local charities. Partner up with local charities that are taking place. You can do runs. You can do all these other things that's going on, marathons. Then ask, I would do this if the entire staff is going to wear my shirt with a statement that says such and such. Are you okay with that? Yes. Perfect. Partner with a local charity. Give them your resources that you can give to them, but also in return, have them help you find a way where your face is going out there to them, where if it's a bag everybody gets, you want something unique to be in the bag. If it's a package you're getting, whatever it is, you're giving information to them. So all the people that are participating in this charity, they're also finding out about what you're doing. By the way, number 7, Piggy Bank. One of the things I did with Piggy Bank was phenomenal is I wrote out who my client was. I want husband and wives with kids was my client because I'm selling life insurance. Husband, wife with kids. Watch what I did. Kids, I want them to start saving money. So every client I went out to and we were writing business, I said, hey, you mind if I give your little Johnny a gift? Yeah, no problem. Johnny, come here. So Johnny, this is a piggy bank. I'm giving this piggy bank to you, and I'm starting you off with the first $5 I put in the piggy bank. The logo of our company was on there. I'm giving this to you. When you get to $100, I need you to call me. Once you get there, I'm going to give you the other $100, okay? Because saving is very important. Mom and dad saw I just taught this something to the kid, right? He got $5. He's lit up because $5 is a lot of money to a 6-year-old or 4-year-old or 10-year-old. So he gets that money. He goes away. The husband and wife have to call me when he gets to $100. That's the second time I get a chance to talk to the client to find out how everything is, and if I need to go back and write more policies, do more business, get more referrals, or just to find out everything is okay. This was such a big hit that all our agents started doing it. We couldn't keep these piggy banks because there were so many being bought. So the piggy bank you can do locally. Number 8, book influencers. The first book I wrote, 25 Laws for Doing the Impossible. I didn't have a fan page. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't on YouTube. I had nothing going on. So I wrote the book, 25 Laws for Doing the Impossible. And then I said, I want the top 100 influencers names. These were CEOs, people who own sports teams, all this other stuff. We got the names, 100 of them. I said, I want to mail 2 copies to each one of these influencers. I sent 2 copies and I wrote a letter. I said, here's a book I'm sending to you. I sent 2 copies because one is for you and one is for your assistant. In case if you want your assistant or somebody else to read it, to tell you about it, and you end up reading because I know how busy you are. So I sent this out. We didn't hear anything for 90 days. 90 days later, I got an order for 25,000 copies in Russia. I have no idea how I made it out to Russia. We never send it out to Russia. But a person got their hands on Russia, China, Poland, Romania. Locally, we got thousands of orders simply because I send this out to 100 influencers. Number 9, T-shirts. T-shirts always works. Sometimes on T-shirts, we would make T-shirts and would say, ask me about ... Ask me about such and such. And that was effective because when your employees or your staff or your salespeople go out on a Saturday or a Sunday, people will ask, so tell me about this, so tell me about that. And T-shirts also works when you give them away, cool little quotes on it with your logo on the back. There's a lot of ways to use T-shirts. Number 10, Snapchat filters. If you do it on a very, very massive area with 50-mile radius, you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you do it within a 1-mile radius and it's a university or a school, it's not that expensive. You become one filter and people see it, and that's another way of guerrilla marketing. It's cheap to do it. You can go find websites to do it. It's not that expensive to do that. Number 11, social media image change. So imagine if you have 100 employees. Imagine if you got 200 employees. Say you have 50 family members, friends that you guys all run a company together. You have an initiative you want to launch. For the month of June, we're going to be doing XYZ. On that day, everybody changes their image for 1 week, your image on Facebook for 1 week to whatever it is, with a description. This week, we're giving ... No problem. You can do that on your fan page. You can do that on your personal page. You can do a lot of different places. That's also effective. Number 12, wrapping cars. Some people say, well, Pat, wrapping cars is $1,500. I don't want to wrap a car. I understand. I'm just giving you one of the ways. Nowadays, you can have people who you wrap their cars, and they have to commit you of driving a minimum of 10,000 miles per year, and all you do is pay them $300 a month for their car payment. And they're willing for you to wrap their cars. There is that service out there. We wrapped an RV. We bought an RV. It was a massive 36-foot RV. 6 of us lived in the RV, and we went 10,000 miles from LA to Miami to New York to Toronto, back to San Fran, back to LA, and I spoke in front of thousands of people during that time, and we shook hands, met a ton of people. The entire RV was wrapped. Then we did it again. We took top 4 of our executives in the company. We put them in the RV. They went all over the nation. The amount of traffic and attention it got was amazing simply because of an RV wrap. Number 13, keyword Twitter hashtag. Let me tell you what I mean by this. If you can figure out a way late at night, say it's 11 o'clock. I do a lot of this at 11 o'clock. I used to sit there on 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the morning on Twitter alone. And go look at hashtags. Go look at conversations and participate in that conversation. Participate in that dialogue. You will be amazed how many relationships can be built based on whatever product it is that you're marketing with Twitter hashtags. You can't fully do this on Facebook. You can't fully do this on LinkedIn. You can do it sometimes on YouTube. I think the most effective way for this is Twitter. And last but not least is shoes. When I first started as a financial advisor at Morgan Stanley Deanwood, I was 21 years old. I got started a day before 9/11, and I'm Middle Eastern from Iran, and every single news station was talking about the Middle East. Every Fox, CNN, everything. And I'm going on appointments, and I'm 6'5", 240. I already look intimidating. I'm trying to tell people to invest a few $1 million with me, right? I had to figure out a way to be creative. So for me to get through the door of an assistant, of an executive assistant, whatever it is, I had to be creative. So I made a list of investors I found who were millionaires in the community I was a part of. Glendale, California, within a 50-mile radius is what I did. I made a list. I went to Payless and I went to DSW. DSW had shoes that were 70% off. I can buy a shoe for $17, $18, $22. I took this 100 names and I sent them one shoe in the box, one shoe. They would open the shoe box with a letter in there. Why is there one shoe in here? The letter would say, Mr. Jones, I really respect the way you do business. The reason for me sending this to you is because I would love to spend 15 minutes with you to tell you about what I do. The reason for the shoe in the box is to represent the fact that I got 1 foot in the door. Please help me get the 2nd foot in the door by meeting with me for 15 minutes. I certainly hope you appreciate the humor here that's being used. I would love to get together with you. If you do, great. If you don't, I totally understand. I hope you appreciate this. You know how many people call me back? You know how many appointments I got simply by doing that? It was creative. Now, I want you to keep something in mind here about guerrilla marketing. These are 4, I could tell you 300 different ways on what I've done with guerrilla marketing over the years. We're just trying to keep these videos. We don't want to go 45 minutes to an hour videos. These 14 ways have worked for me over the years. The thing about guerrilla marketing that you got to understand is there are no rules in guerrilla marketing. There are laws that you have to follow, but there are no rules. You can be as creative as you want with guerrilla marketing. You can say, Pat, I like what you said about water bottles, but I'm thinking about combining water bottles with flyers. No problem. Be creative about it. It'll be effective with guerrilla marketing. So by the way, if you've done some kind of a guerrilla marketing that's worked for you effectively, I want to know about it. So comment on the bottom and let us know how you yourself have used some guerrilla marketing methods, tactics that work for you that we can all learn from, and the audience of Valuetainment, other Valuetainers, can learn from you as well. And if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, comment on the bottom as well. If you have not subscribed, click on the button here to subscribe to the channel and click on that little alert button to be part of the notification squad. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.